Hi boys and girls, it's math time. So today is going to be our last Math March homework. And then tomorrow you guys are going to start to get the April one. So we'll see what the new fun character is. But today for your homework, it's going to look similar to this, day 19 and day 20. I think it's going to be quite simple for you to do. Just make sure that you read it very carefully because sometimes that leprechaun likes to try to trick you. Okay, so for today, what we're going to do is we are going to just have a little mini review of our money because all today is I'm going to post some more money activities for you to do. Okay, so I set up a chart that says penny, nickel, dime, and quarter. So first, let's start with this coin. What coin would this one be? Let's get a little closer look at it. Would it be quarter, dime, nickel, or penny? Which one? Very good. This is a penny. It is the only bronze coin that we have. And who is on the front of our penny? Abe Lincoln. Very good. Our 16th president. And the back. My back looks a little different than the back that we study, but the back is usually the Lincoln Memorial. But this back is the shield that has the 1 cent written on it. But let's talk about this penny. It's the only bronze coin that we have. But also, how much is a penny worth? Very good. It is worth 1 cent. And when we count by pennies, we count by ones. So if I had 5 pennies, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be worth 5 cents. Okay, here's the biggest question. How many pennies are in $1? 100. Very good. There are 100 pennies in $1. 100 pennies in $1. Very good. How many pennies would be in the number 76? 76 pennies. Very good, because we're just counting by ones. Yeah, it's like our little unit cubes are ones. Okay, let's move on to the next coin. Here is a picture of our next coin. See if you can kind of see that. Okay, is this a nickel, a dime, or a quarter? Let me show you the back. The back might help you decide. Yeah, I think it helped us a lot. This is a nickel. Very good. It's one of our silver coins that we have. Now, who's on the front of our nickel? Thomas Jefferson, our 3rd president. Very good. And the back, which really helped us out, is his house. And his house is called Monticello. Very good. Now, how much is our nickel worth? When we have a nickel, we count by 5s. Very good. A nickel is worth 5 cents. Okay. Now, here's the tricky thing. Let's see how many nickels are in $1. I'm going to give you time to count. I see you counting. You're doing a good job. Keep it up. Remember, you're counting up to $1, which is 100 cents by 5s. You think you got the answer? Let's see. Miss Bowden's going to count it up with you. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. That makes 10. 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. That's another 10. So 10 plus 10 gives us 20. Very good. So there are 20 nickels in $1. 20 nickels in $1. Okay. How many pennies would be in 1 nickel? Very good, 5, because we would just have to count to the number 5 by ones. Very good. Okay, so I am going to write that 5 pennies equals 1 nickel. There's another cool fact that we have. 5 pennies equal 1 nickel. Okay, here's another coin. Let's see where this one fits in. It's a tiny little thin one. It's silver because the rest of our coins are silver that we learned about. Here's the back of it. Yeah, this one's got the olive branch and the torch. That is our dime. Very good. And our dime, our president that's on our dime is Franklin Roosevelt. And like we said, the back has got our torch and our olive branch. Now, how much is a dime worth? 10 cents. Very good. A dime is worth 10 cents. Okay, here's the tricky part. Go ahead and count by tens to see how many dimes are in $1. Miss Bodie's going to give you some time to think. That's an easy one. Think you got it? How many dimes? 10 dimes and $1. Let's count just to make sure. We're counting by tens, remember? Okay. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 10 dimes and $1. Very good. And $1. There we go. 10 dimes and $1. Okay, now let's think of it. How many pennies would be in 1 dime? That's an easy one. Very good. We've got 10 pennies to equal 1 dime. 10 pennies to equal 1 dime. Okay, now here's the tricky one. How many nickels to equal 1 dime? How many nickels can I use to equal 1 dime? So you would have to count by 5 until you got to 10, which is very simple, right? 5, 10. So that makes 2. Very good. So 2 nickels equal 1 dime. 2 nickels equal 1 dime. Okay. Now, could I also use nickels and pennies to make 10 cents? I could use 1 nickel, which is 5 cents, and 5 more pennies to get a dime. I could use all pennies, I could use all nickels to get a dime. I can do it so many different ways. It's really cool, all the ways you can make numbers using money. Okay, now here's our last coin, the one Miss Bowden introduced to you yesterday, our quarter. Does anybody remember our first president's name? George Washington. Very good. And on the back is our country's bird, the bald eagle. But on the back of some coins may also be one of our 50 states. But here's our quarter. How much is 1 quarter worth? A quarter's worth 25 cents. 25 cents. You're usually going to use your quarters in those fun gumball machines or candy machines when you go to places. It usually only takes quarters. So let's think about this. We've got quarters in a football game. You've got quarters in a basketball game. You've got quarters in a dollar. And we have quarters in an entire school year. How many quarters do you think make $1? If you like football, how many different quarters are there in football? Miss Martin talks about this at every morning meeting. This is a tricky one, but there are 4 quarters to make $1. The word quarter means 25. Yeah, and so you've got 25, that's the first quarter. You've got 50, that's the second one. 75 makes the third one, and 100 makes the fourth one. So I'm going to write down, we've got 4 quarters in $1, and I'm going to write them down. 25, 50, 75, $1. I wrote it really tiny. 4 quarters and $1. 25, 50, 75, $1. That's something that's super important that you're going to have to remember as you get older. But here's lots of time that we can practice in order to get there. Okay, the number 25, is that a tens number? Meaning, does it end in a 0? No, it's not. So can we use all dimes to make a quarter? No, we can't. We're going to do some dimes and some other things. Well, easy way to get a quarter, what we know is the tens and ones. Tens and ones, dimes and pennies. 2 dimes, 5 pennies. 2 tens, 5 ones. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. But the quarter ends in a 5. So can we get to about counting by 5s using all nickels? We sure can. Let's count by 5s until we get to 25. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. How many nickels are in a quarter? 5. 5 nickels. Very good. 5 nickels equals 1 quarter. How many pennies would equal 1 quarter? 25 pennies would equal 1 quarter. Very good. 25 pennies would equal 1 quarter. Very good. And like I said, can we get to it with all dimes? No, we would have to do 2 dimes and either a nickel or 2 dimes and 5 pennies. Yeah, but this is a good little review. Now, remember, 100 pennies in $1, 20 nickels in $1, 10 dimes in $1, and 4 quarters. Let's review those quarters again. 25, 2 quarters is 50, 3 quarters is 75, 4 quarters is $1. Very good. So we're going to continue reviewing money this week. I really want you to play that money game I sent you yesterday, the one with the big spiral. That's a good money game to play for a while. I'm going to send another money game tomorrow for you to play. But today, what I'm going to be giving you is I'm going to give you a coin identification worksheet. This is one of our math journals. So what it is you have your different names of your coins. So you just have to pick out the coin and pick out the amount it is and glue it underneath the name. Yeah, it's just a simple identifying the coins. You really don't have to compare and contrast the coins. I just want to make sure that you know the name of the coin, the picture that's on the coin, and the amount that the coin is worth. That one's going to be quite simple. And then your next money worksheet, it's only going to deal with dimes, nickels, and pennies today. Tomorrow we'll add the quarters and counting. But today what I want you to do is I give you different dimes, nickels, and pennies, and you need to go ahead and count up the different coins. Now, a good strategy to help you, if you're not sure of what coin is which, Miss Bowden would recommend that maybe you take the real coins and you place them over the actual picture so you can match them up. And then from there, you can count them. Also, my strategy would be is to start with the biggest coins first. So for example, find all the dimes. So the dimes would be here, here, and here. So I know I'm going to count by tens first. 10, 20, 30. Then I'm going to find the next biggest coin, which is the nickel, because that's worth 5 cents. So I see I've got a nickel, a nickel, and a nickel. So I'm going to count on from 30 by 5s. 35, 40, 45. And then I'm going to count all my pennies after that on from that number. So 45, and I see 1 penny, which makes 46. So there are 46 coins in this one. So let's review. Find your biggest amount first, which are your dimes. So I'm going to count all my dimes. And if you need to, mark them off to make sure you counted them. 10, 20, 30. Then I'm going to go to my next biggest, which is the nickel, and continue counting. 35, 40, 45. Then go to my smallest one and keep counting. 46. 46. And that's how we get the total amount. That's how you're going to be able to do that worksheet. Okay, and as always, remember, take out money and play with money, and you can just always sort money into the different piles and practice counting them on your own. It always makes for good practice. See you in a bit for reading.